Hello, this is Colleen with Designs of Value Art, and today we are going to talk about how to create your own designs for all art mediums, actually watercolor, oils, acrylics, whichever medium you're into right now. I've painted in all three, but I seem to be more involved with watercolor right now than the other two. But this information that I'm about to give you is good for any medium. So now, the first thing you need to do is you need to make some decisions. Do you want to paint a landscape, a botanical, a still life? I decided that I wanted to paint a still life, which I hadn't really done in a while. And then you need to decide, and I went to the websites that does the free resource material, and I picked out some different things that could possibly go into our still life, like these oranges. This one won't be, that would be a botanical. Oranges, gives me the color and the scheme, all of that. More oranges. Here's a pear, and I believe this is one that I chose, so we'll set that aside. Some more pears, lots of different leaves and things to look at, different ideas. And they give you ideas on other designs that you can do. And there's another beautiful pear, another pretty pear. And then containers. What type of a container do I really want in our still life? And so I went in and I chose quite a few different styles of containers so that we would have a lot of different ones to choose from. This one is obviously a wooden basket. There's another wooden basket, kind of a different, unique style. Another one that's like a fruit or vegetable basket that you would get at an outdoor market. And an enamel basket that's shorter. And then this is just a regular weave basket. I thought that was rather unique. I like that. I might put that in a different design. And then here's your popcorn bowl, kind of an enamel pan, which I thought was rather unique. And then here's some of the baskets, again, a little bit smaller, comes down like this, so it's got a different view to it than the other one had, which you always want to try to get something a little bit different. Here's another unique basket, holds apple and fruits. And here's an outdoor water bucket, possibly. I have dogs, so that's the first thing I think of is a water bucket when I look at that. This is kind of nice. Here's a still life with the container on its side with the fruit coming out. To me, the fruit is too large for this, or this is too small for the fruit, but whichever. And then you've got some more, and this one's kind of nice because it's got some little intricate details on those where you can pick that up and put it on one of your designs, like an antique bucket. And here's your typical silver outdoor bucket, and some more apples to choose from, and some more apples to choose from. Some of these, this one would be just lovely to paint all on its own, just like this. And I do that a lot. See, now this one I like too because it's got some different things to it. It's got an apple, it's got a pear, and it's got another pear in it. So that's kind of a nice idea too. And then you've got your blossoms, the apple blossoms, pretty, pretty. And then you've got your yellow apples, which I absolutely love to paint yellow apples. Here you've got a bucket, and I believe this is the container that I chose. So we'll set that aside as well. And another apple. Some more yellow apples. I think this is the other apple that I chose. Okay, now I've kind of passed up the oranges that I chose and went right past them. So let me go back there and we'll grab that as well. I have pages and pages of resource material. I'm terrible when I get on those resource things. I pretty much look for everything while I'm there. And then it's done for, I can go through them, and this one goes with that one goes with this one, and okay, here we go. So I think I chose, I'm just gonna look at my little design here. Yes, I chose this one to put in there. So we've got some of our ideas chosen here as to what we're going to use, the container, the type of fruit, all of that. Now, some of the other decisions that you need to make, some more things that I was copying here, is it going to be a low key or a high key? Now, a design. A high key design, and I always get these mixed up. A high key design is light and airy, and a low key design is dark and dramatic. And I think with the fruit and the white container that we chose, I would go with the light and airy. Now, what's going to be our color that we chosen? Is it going to be analogous? Is it going to be complementary? What is it going to be? So what I chose with this is an analogous color scheme. So here's a little, I wouldn't call it a thumbnail because it's a little larger than a thumbnail, but it gives me an idea of where I'm going in my mind with a design. So what's my dominant color? This is going to be kind of a beige with black. This is going to be red. Just looking to see, okay, so I did orange, yellow, red, orange, and yellow, orange. So that's the colors that I plan on using in that apple. And I write those notes on there in next to the item, so I know what I was thinking that I would like that color to be. So what I'm going to do is your dominant color is 99% of the time your background color. So I was going to put this in a soft yellow background. Again, we want it to be light and airy, so don't want it to be like a golden background or anything. You want it to be light and airy. And then the analogous color scheme, I just want to see what I did with my, there it is. I knew I had one around somewhere. Color wheel. And a color wheel is invaluable because it tells you what each color scheme is right on it. They describe an analogous color scheme, if they have it in here. Primary color, secondary color, tertiary color, warm color. I know they do. Must be on the other side. Okay, here we go. Monochromatic is one color, as we all know. Analogous, using colors adjacent to each other on the wheel. Use at least 2, but no more than 5 colors. Now, I was always taught that it was 3 to 5 colors side by side on the color wheel, is the way I was taught. And what we are doing here, I'm just trying to see where we ended up. So red, orange, orange, yellow, orange, yellow, and then yellow, green for the leaves. And of course, you're going to have your darks and lights. Those are just the names of the hue that we're using. So that's our analogous color scheme. 5 colors side by side on the color wheel. So that's a good way for you to choose. And then there's other definitions here as well. Complementary colors like orange and blue, blue and violet, all of that, or I mean violet and orange, and all of those different things. Or blue and orange. I can't talk today. I apologize. So violet and yellow, all of those things are going to be on your color wheel. This one happens to be a watercolor wheel. I think I picked it up at Hobby Lobby. And I think that's the only place I've ever seen a watercolor wheel. They must sell it somewhere else too. But then you got your split complementaries and triads and all of those different color schemes, and study those. That's a really good way to learn the color wheel and how to use it in your designs. So this one is an analogous color scheme. And what I have with the Blossom is it's going to be white, basically. That's the first color. Red orange is going to be in the accents, and then orange. So we're within our color scheme. The leaves are going to be a yellow green. We're within our color scheme. The orange is going to be orange. That's pretty common. And then the container is going to be yellow, orange, and it's going to have some orange accents. And then the pear is going to be a yellow orange, and red orange. So we're going to have those colors in there. And then you, with the apple, it's going to be orange, yellow, red orange, and yellow orange. So that's going to be quite vibrant. But here again, what I did is just that little sketch. It kind of gives me an idea of where I'm heading. This is going to be the pear resource that I will use. This will be the orange resource that's in the bucket that I'll use. This is the apple that's set out by itself. And then the leaves and the blossoms. I did have a blossom in there and I didn't grab it. But here's our yellow container. I think you can see that that is yellow, so that does fit within our color scheme. So you want to go in and grab some pictures of all different kind of containers, all different kinds of fruit, if that's what you're going to do. I did add the apple blossoms just to soften it a little bit so it's not so stiff and straight all the time. And then you want to assign colors right on your sketch, so you know when you go back to paint this or draw it larger or put it on your watercolor paper, these are the things that I wanted to do, and these are the reference sources that I used to do it with. I really like to have a reference source, even though I'm mixing and matching and putting things together, because it gives me in my mind's eye, for example, on that little apple that's sitting there, if I can find it now. Or let's talk about the pear. It's a great example. It's not only yellow, it's probably like a golden ochre. This is your, I would start out with lemon yellow in the highlight, and then sentinel yellow light, and then go to sentinel yellow medium. And then down here you could actually put a glaze of golden ochre or quinacridone gold. I think that's the newest one. Yeah, quinacridone gold. And I use sentinel watercolors, so that's what I use. Then this would be like a raw sienna, burnt sienna. All of those colors can be in accents on this, and the stem can be within those accents as well. So it's really fun to just sit down and pick out some different things that you want to put on your designs and get your reference materials all together at the same time. And then in the future, when you're ready to paint this design, you've got everything together. You've got your little, if you want to call it a thumbnail sketch, I always do it a little bit larger so I can keep track of what I was thinking and write down what I want the dominant color to be and that type of thing. So try that out. Go in and even if you want to do florals, or if you want to do another type of still life, or even a landscape, you need to pick out a color scheme and add different things in. Choose the kind of landscape that you want to do. All over the internet right now, they've got people with acrylics and oils doing beautiful, big, having a hard time thinking today for some reason, clouds, and then water, and then the sand, or even sometimes it's just the ocean. So yeah, and then this is just one way that you can go ahead and design your own still lifes, and it's yours. No one else, you're never going to see it out there anywhere else. So that's kind of a nice thing too. But thank you. I hope you learned something from that. Please check me out at Patreon. I'm under Colleen D. Aiken, and take some of my classes. We'll have some more on still lifes coming up and different things. This is what I would call a basic watercolor or even oil or acrylic class, but we're going to do some real basic things. I'll have a real basic class for watercolors, and I'll be starting out with brushes and paper and different things that I recommend that way. But thank you again. You have a lovely day.